The follow is just not really a meaningful thing anymore.
Back in the day, if you had one of these, it meant that you made it.
I've been building this YouTube channel, trying to get followers, subscribers this whole time, and now this stuff doesn't mean anything. So, I was just watching this damn video, and I was like, man, I gotta react to this. So you guys haven't got a reaction video from me in a long time. Let me go ahead and bless you with one, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with this video. Shout out to the brother that made this video. Really interesting. You check this out. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little subscribe, okay? So what y'all need to do, okay? But the topic of the video, the end of the followers and subscribers, let's go ahead and watch this real quick, and I'm going to go ahead and, come in, put my little commentary.
That we might be witnessing the death of the follower.
The last 3 to 4 years on the internet have been very different than the previous years on the internet. I would follow somebody, and then every time they published something in the future, I would see it until TikTok came around. We think we can build you a feed that you're gonna like more.
See, this is why I never liked TikTok. This stuff has ruined the internet. All right, you're telling me I've been building this YouTube channel, trying to get followers, subscribers this whole time, and now this stuff doesn't mean anything? Okay? This is ridiculous. This is really ridiculous. I don't care what it is. Y'all need to like, subscribe, and follow now. Okay?
And you're going to spend more time on than if you chose who to follow. Now, people don't really spend time in follow-based feeds anymore, and the net impact of all that is you almost can't reach your followers anymore as a creator. The follow is just not really a meaningful thing anymore on the internet.
Man.
The last 10 years of my life, I've spent growing this audience to over 500,000 subscribers. And now you mean to tell me that these subscribers no longer mean anything? The more I listened, the more I realized he's actually right. Here's why subscribers and followers are dead in the year 2025. How it's hugely going to affect creators going forward. Back in 2020, TikTok took over the world out of nowhere.
And of course, as a creator myself, I consider myself a creator now that I'm on YouTube. I have to stay in tune with a lot of different trends that are out there. And the name of the game, and I'm so mad that I got into this game so late, because if I could have been on YouTube if I could have been there just even 5 years ago when COVID hit, I mean, come on, man. I see what my growth would have been, and it's not just me saying this, it's even my clients. Some of the students that I work with, they're like, man, I wish I would have watched your video before I did this or before I do that. So let's go ahead.
You couldn't go anywhere without hearing about TikTok. You couldn't go online and not see TikTok. Even your mom was probably scrolling TikTok. I remember at that time thinking, why? It's just vertical videos that are short. It's like a worse version of Vine. But it was one reason why TikTok had taken over the entire globe for you. Instead of having to find content, click on it, and be disappointed, TikTok had developed the For You page where they found the content for you. All you had to do was swipe. If you like it, engage with it. If not, just scroll by. And before you knew it, they had pretty much crafted the perfect browsing experience for you every single time. And this experience not only felt like it was catered to you, it felt like it was just...
Honestly, I'm one of those people that never really transitioned and got into the TikTok stuff. I stopped my path with social media on Instagram. There was the Facebook journey that you took. There was the Instagram journey that you took. Once Snapchat came in, then you had the TikTok, and then you did the Twitter. You got to say a few words. I was like, man, this is too much for me. It just really is. So I never really kind of got into the TikTok game. But I can see what he's talking about, because on Facebook and social media, all of these social media channels were created where you would have a specific audience that you followed, and you got fed what that audience was posting. TikTok is not like that. TikTok would change the game. Absolutely. Now, you get on TikTok and the algorithm is trying to learn who you are, trying to learn what you like. And then it's going to present you content based on what you like. It sounds cool and it sounds unique, But look what it's done. Human nature is a nasty man or woman.
Just better. Millions of users were signing up daily. Stock prices were rising, headlines flying, and TikTok was trending worldwide. It was actually beginning to threaten some of the giants like YouTube and Instagram. So what did they do? They
Copied it.
as they always do. Algorithm updates and short form video to simulate the exact same experience as TikTok.
You know, one thing I respect about that, not really respect, but I guess it is respect about Zuckerberg, because I think he did try to buy TikTok or something like that, and he just copied it. He tried to buy it, offered him some money, and eventually he decided to create, a similar version of the TikTok. No, this is actually Snapchat. Excuse me. With Snapchat, you know how they had the Snapchat stories, where you had the stories that disappear after 24 hours? Completely new, because on Facebook and Instagram, it was just you post and they stay there. And he tried to purchase Snapchat. I think Facebook and Snapchat didn't want to sell it. This is 2013. Offered $3 billion to buy Snapchat. And guess what Mark Zuckerberg did? He just copied the thing. He copied the little stories thing. Did he even change the name to something different? No. He called it Instagram Stories. Introduction to Instagram Stories. Same thing that they were doing to Snapchat. And even the same with TikTok. He did the same thing. That guy's he's a tech gangster, if you want to call it. He just copies it. And if you can't copy it, he will recreate it, and you wouldn't even try to call it something different. It's just, it's very raw with it, with the way he approaches things. But nevertheless, let's continue listening.
Well, hopes to do it even better than them. And it happened fast, but that's to be expected. These platforms know us better than we know ourselves. They know our browsing history. They know what we like. They know what we don't like. They know everything. Us, the consumer, we get the content we like served to us on a silver platter. We stay on the platforms longer so the developers are happy, and the experience is better than it was, right? Well, turns out this was amazing for the everyday scrolling user. But creators like myself quickly started to realize some of the not so good things about these changes. Now this right here, this used to be like a playoff championship trophy, or like winning a Grammy as a musician. Since the day you started on your dream, you've had your eyes set on winning this thing. Back in the day, if you had one of these, it meant that you made it. It gave you a sense of solidification on the platform. It gave you a sense.
I'm still waiting for one of those, by the way, so I don't care what he's talking about. Y'all better be subscribing right now. Okay? Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all of that good stuff.
Validity. It kind of just gave you a stamp of approval for people checking out your channel. So in 2016, I decided I wanted this. Every week, I grinded out videos. I wrote ideas, I shot, I edited. I invested years into this. And it paid off. I got millions of views. I traveled the world. I worked with some of the largest brands in the world. But now, the silver play button and the subscribers are just a vanity metric. And here's why. Almost immediately after this wave of algorithm changes hit to conform to the TikTok way, me and pretty much every creator out there felt an instant decrease in engagement on some, if not all, social media platforms. Instagram was massive for me. I vividly remember consistently getting around 4,000 likes on posts. Well, this instantly dropped to 1,000 to 2,000 likes if I wasn't playing the quote-unquote game. Twitter became an unbearable cesspool of political propaganda and negativity. And YouTube, well, YouTube was interesting. While I didn't notice any significant difference in view count, who was viewing significantly changed. I went from seeing the majority of my views come from people who were subscribed to me to the majority of my views coming from either new or returning viewers. To put it short, these changes made predictability and engagement on your posts almost impossible. The platforms were so much more volatile than they used to be.
This is why I should have joined this stuff earlier. Sometimes I really regret, because I knew about YouTube. I remember some of my friends that used to make music. I used to talk to them about, hey, dude, stop selling CDs. That doesn't work anymore. Go to YouTube. Put your music on YouTube. And, oh, man, I personally just got serious about YouTube, I want to say about 2 years ago. I think I would have been a great YouTube star.
And this is cool for somebody who uses social media for fun to update your friends and family on what what you have going on. But for somebody who uses social media for business, for advertisers, you can see where this could potentially go. Instagram had went from showing photo posts to whoever hit that follow button to now prioritizing short videos that people share and save. YouTube went from showing your videos to those who hit that subscribe button to those who recently watched your videos. It completely altered the landscape of the platforms. You remember when the giants YouTube and Instagram felt threatened by TikTok and they conformed? Well, creators felt threatened for their livelihood and they conformed. With the chances of your posts being seen relying heavily on you creating short, hyper-focused videos with a controversy.
And that's the thing. You have to be so bombastic with the way you're making stuff, because most people just will not watch your content if it's not bombastic, or it's very cringy. But I can see how this can be very challenging, especially to all the the creators out there. When you're trying to, what I try to do is to create an audience of people that are interested in the topic of finance, small business owners. And in order for me to just capture this audience, they're not going to see my stuff. YouTube does not promote my stuff as well as they do. Some of the stuff and the tactics that I've used in order to get you to come here were me trying to be bombastic, me talking about my competitors as a way for me to attract attention. Of course, I'm trying to be honest and give my two cents, but partly was they were bigger than me, and I knew that, number one, I took majority of their courses and I had a very good insight on what they were offering. But most importantly, how can I get that audience? And I had to go be bombastic. I had to, I don't want to say it like this, but sometimes you got to be a clown. You got the biggest YouTubers out here is like Mr. Beast and all these other people. One person that I want to bring up that was one of the dopest YouTubers, he didn't get as much time put in, was Kevin Samuels. The guy was amazing. He's been doing videos for years, and he didn't pop off until that video, that PhD video or whatever you want to call it. He's a dating coach, if you don't know who Kevin Samuels is. But once he started being very bombastic, being very raw with his approach and creating all these viral moments, is when he started really gaining momentum. And do you want to submit to that? I don't know. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I know I did it, and it's kind of, now once I've captured your attention and I've got you here, then I can, try to figure out how I can keep you here by offering you value. But it sucks when I say this, because YouTubers and video creators will say, "Oh, offer value, be consistent." YouTube is not promoting this stuff. If you do all of that stuff, it just doesn't work anymore.
Commercial title and an engaging hook. Creators that
You talk about work on your thumbnail, work on your title. Really?
The platforms went from creating what you love to creating what was shareable. And it worked. You can almost gamify the system if you wanted to. You see something blowing up, just copy it, throw the trending sound on it. You got a guaranteed banger. And who could blame them? It was working. But this is where the inevitable problem came into play. Why would I try something else if I knew exactly what was working? To put this into perspective, if I know in my mind that I want to make a video about a topic that's not viral, it's probably not going to get shown on the platforms, which means I probably shouldn't make that video. It's not like back in the day where whatever you made got automatically served to the people who hit follow or subscribe. It feels like now if the project has zero possibility against
Trying to check my lights, trying to see why I'm so dark.
This is something I still feel like I'm a victim to, unfortunately. I've had so many ideas I've liked, but I couldn't figure out a way to conform them to check all the boxes for me. Have a compelling title, an intriguing thumbnail, an amazing hook in the first 30 seconds. I need a
This is what I'm just talking about right here, man. None of this stuff really matters anymore,
feedback loop. All of these things. If I can't package this video the correct way, I'll just scrap the idea, which is crazy because I used to just make whatever I felt like making. But once the circumstances add up, you have to make a decision. I need to get paid from this. I can only make but so many videos in a month. Videos take a long time to make, and I want to grow. Once you add all this up, you start narrowing down your ideas to the ones that have the highest potential to check all of the boxes. This is what content creation became. Hyper attention grabbing edits that platforms knew that we love being served to us at all times of the day. But just like life, It's only but so much candy you can eat until the side effects start to show.
Our research shows that more people are seeing short form than long form now. People are spending more time on short form than long form. The strange thing about that is people are less likely to pay for short form than long form. Sure, they don't value short form as much as they value long form, but their hours are being driven to short form.
He also said that when you're looking to satisfy that 5 minutes of time during a commute or while you're in line somewhere, the fact that content is so short, there's a ton of options that will satisfy that time for you. As opposed to long form content, you're not going to waste 20 to 30 minutes of your time unless you know that video is going to satisfy that for you. And sometimes when I sit down and eat,
Man, I look at creators like this and I just like, God damn, just really think about this guy. I sit my butt down right here on this chair and turn on my camera and record. This guy, I'm pretty sure this is a script. He's going to multiple different places to record this. He's coming up with all this different ideas. This is a lot of work. Y'all need to go ahead and like and subscribe to this man's channel because, and just in essence, YouTubers, even myself, there's a lot of thought process that goes into making some of this content that a lot of people sometimes just don't appreciate. Or, like and subscribe right now, goddammit. Jeez.
I won't even start eating until I find the right video. Same thing with movies. I know I don't like the horror genre, so it's highly unlikely that I'm going to go watch a horror film, but I know that I can go click on a sci-fi one and it's going to satisfy my time 9 out of 10 times. So what does that mean? That means that even though the view count is rising on this copy and paste content, we need stories and authenticity to be able to stick to. And that's what we're seeing now. It's been a huge resurgence of vlog, essay style, and wholesome content on YouTube, and less hyper-focused editing. Trends, they always seem to die down. And now as viewers are craving longer content that allows us to learn a lot, feel a lot, or be entertained for longer periods of time. The platforms, they aren't changing though. This new method of curating a feed of content that they think you will enjoy is here to stay. But it's not all bad, especially for new creators. The fact that Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok are prioritizing content that keeps people on a platform longer and not creators who have the most amount of followers and subscribers means that it's no better time to start than right now. As a new creator, you have the most amount of opportunity right now at being seen unbiasedly. All you gotta do is check the boxes. Create a piece of content that is interesting enough for people to click, tell an interesting story, connect with the people watching the video, and keep them engaged. YouTube will push your content if you check these boxes, trust me. I see creators every day who have less subscribers than me getting way more views than I do. It almost feels like it's out with the old and in with the new. And honestly, that's kind of scary for creators like me who have been in this for a while and actually depend on it. But here's some things that we can do to ensure that we survive these drastic changes. Relying on viewership to live is one of the worst places to be as a creator. But unfortunately, that's the reality for a lot of us. The first thing we need to do is other things that allow us to make money outside of just relying on viewers. Utilizing your skill sets in other places to make a living not only allow you to not stress about viewership, but it also allows you to make what you want to make more often. This diversification can be in the form of selling digital products, educational content like courses, or even freelancing. The truth is, if you rely on views, you're always going to create the thing that makes sense. But the real beauty.
So one of the things that I am getting from this is be authentic. I think that's one of the things that separates me from a lot of different content creators out there that speak on this particular topic as it pertains to business lending. I'm very honest. I'm not trying to fluff this up. I offer value. I always tell people that, some of my students that I work with is nobody's going to do business with you just because you said you offer loans. Who the hell are you? One of the things that we've done is we've kind of become numb to majority of the different marketing that we get. Hey, I'll offer funding, I give loans. Nobody's really going to reach out to you. But if you truly offer value first, one of the reasons why people come to me is because I teach them about the 3 paths of lending. My content is very relevant. If you're a business owner or if you are established business loan broker, some of the different issues that I discuss, if you're a current business loan broker in the industry, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm really scratching that itch. If you've taken some of those BS courses out there that I talk about all the time, from Oz to Commercial Capital Training Group to, the people that I talk about all the time, to the Loan Broker Network and all this other crap that's out there, you know what I'm referring to. You know what I'm talking about. So it's very relevant. And I get that during my consultations with some of these prospects that I speak with. So creating content, number one, in this day and age, in the internet age, if you're a business owner, you must create content daily. I fail at this too. I'm talking to myself right now. Okay, I know you guys are looking at me like, you haven't posted a video, and hey, shush. Okay, I'm now having a little therapy. That's the thing about this YouTube stuff. Once you get on YouTube, it's very therapeutic. Okay, because sometimes you kind of talking to yourself. Yes, you have to be creating content daily. Okay, at least on a weekly basis. Okay, Brian, tell you, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
It's creating the things that make you happy. Having a direct channel of communication with your audience is one of the most powerful things you can harness in this landscape of social media. Starting a newsletter or blog on your website is almost vital in 2025. If you can get products, your message, and art directly to your audience without having to fight an algorithm, then you can focus on creating the things that really resonate with them and not the algorithm. Starting a channel on Instagram is also a great way to do this. It'll directly send everything you want to subscribers' inbox for them to check out. Another method that us creators can use to help keep us afloat is the one for me, one for you method. We can't ignore the fact that the discoverability on these platforms is extremely powerful, and we do want to grow. So let's create one piece of content that's strictly for growth and one piece of content that's strictly for fulfilling our creative needs.
So that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay, you might be sitting here, Brian. Sometimes you go off a topic. I'm trying to capture all different avenues of this. There's sometimes I bring you guys into my personal life. There's sometimes I'm reacting to certain content, and then there's sometimes I'm just talking about relevant topics. You have to be very diverse with and still somewhat have a focal point with your content. It has to kind of all connect in a way. It's very weird in this day and age trying to become a creator.
It's all about balance.
There need to be algorithms. Like, I'm not anti-algorithm, I'm not anti-discovery, I'm not anti-new creators. Like, all those things need to happen. It's a matter of balance.
The death of the follower is upon us. Are you going to take advantage of it? Like, if I get like 2 or 3 people that comment on my blog and say, hey, bro, nice work, keep doing them, I really appreciate it. Like, the little bit of support that I do get on my vlogs, man, is amazing. I appreciate you all. Y'all the best. Y'all the best little audience. I appreciate y'all. One thing I've always admired about myself is the instinct to just get an idea and instantly act on it. However, not planning made me just ramble on camera. My videos were all over the place. It took me a while to realize that being concise...
See, I'm really good at rambling on camera. I just turn this thing on and just start talking my shiznit. I told myself I'm going to stop cursing. Brian, why you keep on cursing? I'm going to stop cursing on these videos.
Message is one of the best ways to keep a viewer engaged in the story you're telling. From scripting to creating a visual board to behind the scenes of me capturing the shots. This is how I plan the video you're watching. After landing on an idea...
You're doing too much work. Shout out to you, man. I'm going to go ahead and do a like on this video. I don't like y'all that much. I ain't about to do all that. I'm going to just sit here and talk my little 2 cents. Okay, I'm going to do my little... What's that brother's name? Anton Daniels. Okay, Anton Daniels. Shout out to Anton. Anton, man, this guy right here. I can't... There's not a hardworking black YouTuber like Anton. Anton, you need to chill out, man. You need to give some of us a little bit of a break. Okay, Anton be working, boy. Anton got like a couple of channels. I remember seeing this guy just kind of start his thing. And god dang it, you can't go an hour or 2 without Anton dropping a video. Okay, look at this crap. This guy done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos in the last 24 hours. This man be working. Yesterday, how many videos he did? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos. And this isn't his only channel. Like, I mean, Anton, when do you sleep, man? Like, come on. I used to watch a lot of his stuff. But you would bench one on Antoine, and you're like, man, I got to get back to work, And he's got, like, multiple channels that he has. And it's, I think the other day I was watching him, and he was talking about he's about to start another channel. Come on, Anton. Come on, man. More power to you, though. More power to you. I really, mad love, mad respect to what Mr. Daniels is doing. I think they invited him to to the White House and all kind of stuff. But I wish, and I'm waiting for me to be this active on YouTube, because I can see how much this has done in his personal and professional growth. I can't find his other channels right now. But shout out to Anton. This guy, I'm the Anton style. He sits anywhere and he makes a reaction video. He could be in your mom's bathroom and he's going to turn on the camera and make a video. That's my type of content style. This guy be thinking too much.
I need to write out what the story is, how it's going to progress.
That's my camera.
Then we can get into the fun part, the visuals. I find that if I can make a plan I can see, it makes the project 10 times better. To organize my project, I use Milanote. It's a free tool for getting projects prepared and whatever.
All right, now he's just trying to shout out a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to let y'all, it's too much, but I wanted to kind of just make this short reaction video. I haven't done a reaction video in a while on, the death of the follower and some of the things that I'm struggling with right now on YouTube, with some of the things that I'm doing, But I don't know what happened to my light right here. But damn, man, I got to get my light just right. That thing is in the camera. Man, whatever. Okay. End of the video anyway. Hopefully y'all appreciate this video. I just wanted to get a little content of me reacting to some stuff. I don't like the way this camera looks. It's nice. It follows me everywhere. You guys see me go left, go right, go left, go right, go left. But I'm going to stop. I appreciate it. We're almost 30 minutes in. Okay. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. And I'll see you in the next one.